Good afternoon, everyone. I am Tanisha Tyagi from Eschan Publishing, and I am delighted to welcome you to the third and final session of the Mathematics Summit 4th edition. Our focus in this session is on a theme that extends learning beyond the classroom walls, parents as partners, strengthening math at home. As highlighted in the ASER 2024 report, bridging gaps in foundational numeracy requires not only stronger classroom practices, but also supportive engagement at home. Parents play a crucial role in shaping children's confidence and curiosity in mathematics. And this session will explore how schools and families can work hand in hand to make math a positive everyday experience. We are honored to have with us Ms. Rakhi Chawla, an IIT Delhi alumnus with over a decade of experience in STEM education. She is the founder and CEO of Ed3D STEM Tinker Learning Private Limited and the author of NEP aligned mathematics textbooks. As the Global Math Project's lead ambassador for India and a subject matter expert for S. Chand and Macmillan, she has been at the forefront of reshaping math education. Her acclaimed TEDx talk, Let's Make Math Human Again, reflects her mission to make math engaging, human, and accessible for all learners. Before we begin, a quick reminder, our exciting quiz will be held today after this session, and winners will stand a chance to win Amazon vouchers worth up to rupees 48,000. So stay tuned till the end. And as always, a few housekeeping notes. Participants will be muted throughout the session. Please ensure you have a pen and paper to note the important information. The chat box will be enabled during the Q&A round and as requested by the speaker. To receive your e-certificates, please complete the feedback form that will be emailed to you after this Mathematics Summit is over, that is on Monday. Be sure to participate in the quiz after this session. We'll share the quiz link at the end of the presentation. Now, without further delay, let's warmly welcome Ms. Rakhi Chawla. Ma'am, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Tanisha, for a warm welcome. And I'm really excited for next hour to give my insights on how educators can enable the parents, because that's the key part of the child's education journey. So let's start the session. And I'm really excited for I think Tanisha has given my brief introduction. Tanisha, are the slides visible now,
Yes,
right? So
yes.
Great, thank you. Okay, so welcome to my presentation and my slot, which says about the parents as the partners, which will help strengthening math at home. And we'll see during the session. It's an intense session, so put your next 45 5 minutes, your brains on and put your all mind here. I know it's evening, Friday evening, which is the least favorable time to have such session, but I'm sure I'll make it pretty interesting for you all to go through this session. So a little about me, which Tanisha has already told, but let me just give a little brief about me. So for the love of maths, I did my master's in maths, and but then for my love of computers, I went to IIT Delhi and did my master's MTech. Because I went into my entrepreneurship, so I have to go to IIM Bangalore, and that was the best program where I can have it from there. I worked as an R&D engineer for 10 years, and that is where, when I was looking school for my son, that is where my first, um, breakup happened, kind of a way that still the academic innovation, what is required in the schooling system, and where the world is going in the MNCs and the best of the careers right now, there's a huge, huge gap. And this foundation we are not bridging enough. And that is why I founded Ed3D, which is working in three verticals now: Mathix, Future, and Parentix. I work with a lot of edtech as educational consultant, and my latest gig is I'm published author with S-Chan with all the latest their math book series. So my request is, take your pen and paper. You're allowed to take the screenshots if you want, so that these things can be hand-on tool for you whenever you need for your PTMs and your interaction with the parents and the students. So let's start our presentation today. Uh, Although there are a lot of stakeholders in the education system, right from government, education policy makers, the state government, the central government, then the schools, school management, the principals, the owners of the schools. But right now, we are going really down at the ground to understand the three stakeholders, which are key part of this education system: the parents, the teachers, and the children. And I tell in most of my sessions that this, being in the business world, I could understand that people are so obsessed with their customers. But this is one education area where children, who are the consumers of the product, they have the least say in that. So we want to strengthen the system where children understand that what kind of education we need. And for that, parents and teachers really need to come together to understand children apart from the subject expertise. Right now, we are talking about math, so let's keep math in the context. The first key for anything to understand, to go deep down level, we need to understand the inner core, which is the why. Why are we even talking about it? Why is it even important? Because if the why is clear, the purpose is clear, the goal is clear, we generally figure out the things that, how to do it and why to do it, what to do about it, right? And when to do it, and a lot of your W questions, basically. So let's focus on the why, and let's go deep down layer to understand. And at this point of time, I want you to think about three hats. One is how you were as a child and what you wanted from your teachers and your parents. Second, you wear a hat of a parent if you are a parent, and if not, you're not a parent. Just think about your niece and nephews and people around you, or even children per se. And of course, you all are educators, so wear that hat as well. So right now, you need to wear those three hats. Okay. So first of all, we'll start with the great blame of the ping pong, which is happening from eons, right? Especially in our current education system. And the question is, who lost the child? So we'll start with a bit of humor, because I want you to have a little good time as well. So the first thing is that parents blame the teachers. So the first stakeholder is always when the things go wrong, when the things go south. And when I'm saying things go south, it's for all the students, even the achievers, even the midsection, even the ones who are not performing, who are struggling right now. So the parents blame the teacher that my child is confused because the teacher didn't explain well. And the teacher has his or her own excuse that they don't revise at home, that tuition, teachers tell. And then both of them combine, and then they tell the child that they are not focused and they're always distracted. And in the current world, which is full of gadgets, children are distracted. And can you imagine what goes inside the child? So is it me, or is it like math is not for me, or am I dumb? And there's a lot of stuff which goes inside the child that what is actually happening. So right now, we are talking about the missing multiplier in the math mastery, what we are talking about according to ASER and NET and NCF, that family is the foundation of math. And we'll see in the coming slides that how it matters most when it comes to the classroom education. So we'll meet a couple of children here and their stories. These are, although they're fictional stories, but they are real stories in some other sense. So there's a girl called Raya, and Raya gets panic as soon as she sees numbers. Even the simple ones. Why does it happen? Even if the teacher is very supportive, very progressive, takes care of the children, but there is a missing link where the child, in her mind, her father is in the background telling her that if you get it wrong, I'll take away your coloring books, or I'll take away your playtime, or I'll take away your toys, or I'll take away your free time, or anything. So a child equates their learning performance based on the father's instructions. And if a child goes into that anxious loop, the danger mind cannot think. You can think of yourself as well. There might be situations you have been in quite a journey of your life. Whenever there is a danger, the mind shuts down. And especially with the authoritative people in life, be it teachers, be it parents, be it guardians, or any adult, if they say something, the child has a natural default tendency to shut down in their emotional sense. So the first step is that the math anxiety starts at home. By the time the child enters the school, they have certain connotations around the subject and the learning per se. There is another extreme. The other extreme is, let's say, a child called Yash. Yash is an overachiever. He gets A plus, all Olympiads, medals, and everything around. But if you talk to that child deep down, they might be getting the best of the marks, but are they loving the subject? Or are they just doing it for the sake of performance? And sometimes those children have gone into the loop that I can't even lose 1 mark. And we have seen the stories every year from board exams and yearly annual exams and all that stuff, that children succumb themselves even by being the high achievers. Because the parents, papa, mother, mama, and society, peers, everybody tells them that you are such a bright child, you can't even lose the rank. And the child, even if they're performing under pressure, not because they want to do it. So there's a hidden, we say that they are achieving, but there's a hidden math anxiety in high achievers. I have been a victim of that, so I know that it's true that, even if sometimes you get less marks, and how panic enters into your system, because you have never tasted the failure that, okay, it's okay to do mistakes, right? It's okay to fumble in some certain topics or certain exams, and it's okay, but generally it doesn't happen. This one is the major thing which happens, and especially in the Indian households, the comparison between the siblings. So let's say there are siblings, Amola and Amol. Amola is really good at math, and the younger one is not doing the at par, now the comparison starts happening inside the homes. And who do the comparison? Children don't do comparisons. It's the parents who do the comparison. And most of the times, even schools, when both the children are starting in the same school, the comparison happens between the teachers as well. That, oh, your elder sibling is doing so well. What happened to you, right? So those kind of comparisons, and in this case, because that pure love between siblings, that somewhere starts to fizzle out because the one of them doesn't want to shine in one way, that my younger one would suffer because if I would get good marks. So now it's not only a one side war, it's a double side war, because comparison also raises anxiety in both the praised and the pushed. So if we saw in different scenarios, anxiety just creeps in subtly, sometimes consciously and sometimes subconsciously, into the children, the way they are spoken to, the way they are given even sometimes the motivation, the way parents do the motivation, it's a negative motivation. So now let's find the root cause, because it's been ages. We are only trying to fix the syllabus, fix the books, fix the training systems. But there are a lot of stuff which is underneath the layer and nobody is talking about it. And our education system, especially the math education system, especially because maths is one subject which brings a lot of nightmares into children, at the later stages. I talk to thousands and thousands of families where children have not taken the careers based on, because it was based on math. So we need to get the root cause around it. I'm taking the burden away right now from the teacher's head, because you all do your best into the classrooms. And what's happening right now, that there is a teacher and there are let's say 20 to 30 or 50, whatever classroom sizes are nowadays, they're pretty much differing. It's one teacher, but children are coming from different backgrounds. Their roots are different. And unless and until we fix those roots, we can't even imagine the strong trunk and the strong branches and the leaves and the flowers and the fruits. And we are all fixing the upper stuff, but nobody is talking about the ground layer stuff. And unless and until we go within and fix the basic stuff, the first principles on which a child should be born and brought up with the whole ecosystem of the school and the parents, we can't fix the system. And if we talk about the roots, what are the roots these children are getting from their home, basically? There's a lot of fear of failure. A lot of parents put their failure onto the child, because I did not do good, they have to do good. Or I have been so good in my career, and the child also has to do, equally better. So a lot of trauma, the failures, the perfectionism, the tuitions, the neglect, the kind of authoritarian and helicopter parenting which is happening nowadays, and this whole connotation around the speed which comes with maths. Children can't make mistakes. Children can't ask questions, and especially with maths, the gender bias which comes with it. That the girls can't be good at math, boys have to be good at math. It's not, it's how the brain works. And especially with maths, the math marks people have, then attach this whole self-worth around math. If you're good at math, you are good at everything. And if you're not good at math, you're not good at a lot of things. So although the times are changing, but still maths hold a very special place in our societal system, especially in Asian and Indian countries. So we need to really work on these roots, that what's actually where the things are going wrong. So the first root disconnect is teachers are trained. The parents are not. So we need to see a lot of stuff over here that teachers know their subject matter. Teachers know the child psychology. They have worked ages with different kind of classroom, different kind of children. They're trained in classroom management. You're getting these kind of amazing trainings where you understand the mindset, you understand this teach, you have amazing resources, frameworks, peer support. You have someone to talk to as well, right? And you come with this professional identity of a teacher, which holds you accountable in certain ways. But if you look on the parent side, they are untrained. They don't even know what's happening in the classrooms itself, what's happening in the school. For them, only the report card is the reflection of their child's performance. Secondly, which is very important thing, they are emotionally attached with the child. When you are in a professional environment, you work as a professional, right? Like if a doctor is working on different people, they can work, but if they have to work on their own child, of course, there is an emotional attachment. So they don't even know how to teach without pressure. They have because their professions are different, their dinner, their deadlines, their meltdowns, and a lot of stuff. They have never attended these kind of workshops, and the personal identity with the parent, and especially the mothers who are meant to be that you are going to teach the child. There's a lot of guilt and fear in the parents that are we doing enough, are we doing enough, right? And how much they do, they're always in that on that guilt trip, that are we doing enough, right? And the basic structure is our society, that how society makes the worth on the marks and the grades, and that is how it's all the peer pressure and everything that comes together and burdens the child even more. So the real problem right now isn't in the willingness, it's in the awareness. Most parents want to help, they just don't know how. Or even if they do, what they think that homework checking, homework completion, project completion, getting them ready for the exams, that is what is meant to be parents' contribution in the child's academic journey. But nobody talks about the mindset and the culture, what they can build at home, because that's more important for a child to thrive and not only survive in the system. So now this is a time for shift from, we're just expecting that, children should come with a readiness. No, they won't, because they are coming from different backgrounds, basically, as we saw. So let's stop expecting parents to magically know that, what we as educators, we have taken years to learn and practice and getting trained around it. So now the first criteria, what we need to show them, how to regulate, not to react. Because most of the parents, because when they don't have enough skills, they react instead of building the systems and building the mindset and building the beautiful things, what they can do at home, what we'll cover in the next slides. How to invite them for learning. In our nowadays, it has joy in learning, that learn this thing, I want to go deep dive, I want to know deep what's happening. We are just imposing child with enough information, and that is confusing them more. Because in our times, the teachers were only the source of education for us. Later in our college time, Google and all those things came up. But with these children, everything is on the fingertips. And with all the COVID thing which has happened, they have the gadgets. They know how to operate those gadgets, right? So for them, it's not about the information. They have enough information. The teachers and parents, they both need to co-create the education system, and this is high time we need to shift the gears and not just supervise them or completing the homework or just focusing them based on the grades, because the world is moving very, very fast. And we in our schools are still not that catching up that pace, which we all can together if we build the systems around this. Now I'm going silent. I've kept this slide a little dull so that you can read this properly, put all your senses there and read this. Math is more emotional than logical. If you can take one thing from this presentation is this. Maths live in a, we call it, it's a logical subject, it's a rational one, it's the left brain, and all those things which come with it. But maths is an emotional subject. Math lives in the nervous system. And I have worked with thousands and thousands of educators and students, and some of them, they literally have super anxiety even when they see the numbers. Even in the adult age, they have nightmare of some math exam and they have skipped it or they have failed it and they could not reach on time, they could not complete the paper. A lot of stuff which happens. So if we change the connotation over here that maths is emotional and work on the EQ of the child, because if we have set the emotional part of them, and most of the emotional part comes from home, then the teacher's job, which is actually the logical thing which happens in the classroom, and you all are experts on that, and with trainings and whatever investments happen in the teacher trainings, you can upgrade yourself. But if a child is emotionally strong, they know how to tackle the situation, actually the problem solving, and they don't run away from it, and the resilience what problem solving brings, if we work on those emotions, math is not tough at all. Math is beautiful. It's beautiful. It's just that we are not teaching that beauty of it, and we are just putting it into the box of getting the grades or completing the syllabus. And that's how the system is. It's like we just, as I said, in the first slides, that it's like we can't just blame because everybody's blaming each other and nobody's taking the onus. So the idea is to take the onus and empower each other so that we can build an ecosystem. It's not like one person's job in the whole education part, basically. So right now we are talking about the 3 whys. We started with the why, and we are going deeper onto the subconscious driver, not like superficially telling you something. So the first part is, first of all, for child, the safety is so important than the scores, that the child nervous system mirrors the adult's nervous system, and what they see in the classrooms and in the homes. Am I safe when I'm wrong? Or am I being called out or bullied or shunned down? So if you bring that safety in the first space, and if you tell the parents to build that safety in the home, their scores would improve drastically. The second step is identity is caught, not taught. Every parent, father and a mother, or other members of the family, they have certain math identity. Nobody's talking about history or geography or other subjects, but especially for the math identity, either we have a lot of labeling around math, that either I am bad at math or I'm really good at math, or we are the topper family. In both the extreme, the child suffers, because it's very natural for a child to take, even if it's not the genes, but the energy of the parent. If the parent is telling that I am bad at math, the child will take that by default. Or if they post that we are the topper family, you also have to score that well, and if the child has a little different bent around not non-math thing. It's okay. Every child comes on this earth for a different purpose. They have their different interests. They have their different. It's just because math is our subject, we want them to, excel at it at any cost. So let's loosen this whole system in one way, that let's understand the child first instead of making them understand what we want as adults. So because and the third part is the kind of language we use around mathematical topics, that, be fast, don't make mistakes, this question doesn't make sense, or don't ask this question right now, this will come in the later classes. And a lot of that is why the child starts either avoiding the mistakes, the questions, or they start people pleasing. And in both the cases, it's not the way it has to be taught. So we have a poll to start with. So there's a poll, it's a quick poll. How many students in your class avoid math due to fear and not ability? We'll be quick in these polling poll because there's a lot to cover. So around 10% to 30%. So most of the people have said less than 10%. Yeah, I'll end the poll now. We have 200 around people saying that less than 10% have the math fear and not the ability. Okay, great. Okay, great. Pooja, can you put in the poll? That would be more interesting instead of chat. Can you all put it in the poll instead of in the chat thing? Okay, so thank you. Thank you. So more than 200 people did participated in the poll. I'll put the next poll, and poll number 2 says, we have 5 polls, so let's be a little quick on this part. So what does your child or your student feel when this is important? This is less about the child, but more about you. How does your child or student feel when you enter the classroom or their parents enter the classroom? What energy are you bringing in? We expect a lot from children, but how do we bring our energy into the classroom? That's very, very important. And be honest over here, please. There are no marks for these polls, so let's see what's really happening. Okay, so we have 56%, which I assume that we are supportive, but we are solution driven, and because we are part of the system, we try to give them the solutions pretty fast in a way that they get the things done. It's like complete the syllabus and rush through the things, and this is very natural for teachers to do in the system, and no blames from here. Okay, so I'll end this poll. Thank you so much, all those who have polled. We are around 400 here, and it's like I'm getting around 200 polls only. Others, please participate. That would be really great. It's for you. Okay, so I'll end this one, and then let's go to the next one. Thank you so much. Okay, and the poll 3 says, which statements best reflect your personal mindset around teaching math? That mistakes are valuable. I use them in teaching moments. I still catch myself saying things like, this is easy, this is tough. I believe in growth mindset, but I'm not sure how to model it consistently. Honestly, I default to performance pressure during tests and the revisions. Oh, I am loving these polls. These are very interesting. And thank you for the ones who are actually putting the option 3s and 4s, because even if you are doing your best, there is something which is missing, and that is where the learning would happen. Okay, so as soon as I'll have 100 plus polls, I'll move to the next one. We have 207. Okay, let's go to the next one. And this is like 64% are saying mistakes are valuable, and I use them as teaching moments. And that's one of the best things you can do and what you can teach the parents to do. Okay, and I really like who I've given the 3rd and the 4th, because that's what the reality is most of the times. Okay, and the next one is, what challenge do you most frequently face when speaking to parents during math PTMs? They shut down the moment math is mentioned. They're overly focused on marks, not understanding or thinking. They want instant fixes and results without follow-up. They compare their child to others constantly, either peers or the siblings. Yes, Subhashri, I mean, the point is maximum what you, I know in most of the cases, different children, different results, but most of the time what happens on a more than an average, basically. Okay, let's move to the next one. We have 225 volts. Great. Yeah, I'm rushing a little because I want to tell you next what to do, basically, right? Because that's where. Okay, the last one. What do you think is the biggest reason parents outsource or avoid engaging with math at home? It's a lack of time. They feel that they are not good at math themselves. They believe that tutors or schools will handle it better. Take a tutor's the third wala, because that's where we are more focused on. And they are anxious about messing up their child's confidence because of their own thing. So what do you think? What is the Dharmendra Yadav, can you please, sir, put it on the poll? That would be really great instead of chat. Please put it in the poll. Okay, so we have 200 people who have 230, grade one. This one was like, they believe tutors can handle and teachers, okay, great. Thank you so much. And let's end it. And then we move to our next segment. Okay. So we have seen why the problems are. What next? Let's move to the what. What actually we can do. And the first one is my own favorite. And this is what I have seen in the classrooms, in the homes. Again, not to blame anyone, but that's what it's happening. And it's not about like any tactics or tools I'm going to tell you. It's more about the behaviors, what we need to build in the children and parents and teachers and the school authorities, that actually this is how the things need to be done. What's happening nowadays, the timetables are so much stuffed. As a human brain, shuffling from a 35 minutes class wherein a teacher is coming for 5 minutes and you're setting up the classroom, asking the ice breaking questions or warming up, and last 5 minutes it's just like you're completing the things, you're just left with middle 2025, and where children are coming from different sports classes, music classes, let's say science class, let's say Hindi class, or different classes, and their mind is bubbling with that kind of energy. Similarly, in the evenings, once they rush back home, they just get hardly the time to eat and relax, and then they are bombarded with the tuitions or the sport classes, music class, and it's rush. A child's brain is not equipped to take so much of the rush. And when a lot of people have put inside that they are not concentrated, they don't put concentration, they are distracted, they are not concentrating what we are teaching. Yes, because as a human body, we are not equipped to. So for that, just make a 2 minutes practice once they're in your classroom, or you tell the parents when they are sitting for their study routine in the evening, just pause a bit. In our hustle culture, the kind of jobs, the kind of careers we are building, we are just like a non-stop machine. A human mind and bodies are not meant for that. A little pause in the system can actually make you 10 times do better than actually doing with a stressed out and fatigued body. And once you settle down, you tell them, this is how the things need to be done. We are the same team. There are a couple of somatic anchors. A somatic is something which you can do with the body. The somatic anchors, you can have some breathing, you can have some butterfly tap, you can have some feet on floor, and there are activities where you can engage their senses, and unless and until you feel that you, because you're also rushing from one class to another, and the parents are rushing from their jobs and their meets and their planning, just just stop, give 1 minute check to your body and your brain. It 1 minute cost you. Get into that dream and then teach them, and you see the amount of concentration level you can see just with this 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes exercise. That's it. I have seen that an amazing effect on children and parents when they just do this micro practice. A such little behavior. The second one is very, very important, the language what we are using. Instead of saying this is easy or this is tough, just tell them this is learnable. Because everything is learnable. If you put an easy cap on that, that also drift a child because there's nothing easy. You can go deep layers into the things. Because you can't build from foundation, you can't go to enrichment activities. So there's nothing easy. You can always make the concepts tougher. But the idea is, does that tough word feels hard on them? Or is it like, oh, I can do it? When a child gets that concept, I can do it, they actually do it. And then you ask children to know where they are stopping, what they are not getting. Show me your thinking. Let's try another way. Look at their strategies. Once you both feel that you are on the same team, instead of sitting across the table, just go to their side and think of yourself as a child, that what a child might be thinking, not what the systems want from them. Once you start doing that and you empower parents to do that, you can, in few days, you can see a drastic change because children are so flexible. All they need is a safe space where they can be just themselves. And change the stories what children bring on the table or the parents bring on the table. Maths used to scare me. I never got good marks, or I was very good at math. Let's put ourselves into curiosity table. Because when there is curiosity, there's always a way. Reset these practices, what we are actually doing in the hush rush system. Let's reset and let's just see the confidence level of the child, how they would increase it, and how you can train the parents to do that. It's just that the identity, you need to bring a new identity that is in this family or in this classrooms, efforts and questions are the wins. And once you start doing that, you can see that so much of the load from your shoulders would go away. We are trying to control a lot of things, but when we put the charge on the children, make them responsible for their own learning, the learning curve becomes so fast and so steep that this is like a game changer for the classrooms what I have worked with. Now let's focus on how are we going to do it, okay? And you can take the screenshots of whatever would come on, because I have planned something interesting for you. So we are designing an educator's playbook to enable the parents. So first thing we are planning, we have designed a parent-school partnership systems basically. So instead of just putting up, one-off PTMs or something, just meet in a quarter once or monthly once, let's bring the partnership into the places, right? So first of all, we need to change the philosophy of math at home, that actually what math at home means actually, right? Because right now it's only related to homework completion and project completion and getting them ready for the exam. But there's a lot which can happen at the home. We can design the rituals, we can design the parent circle, and in this toolkit we are designing a lot about the growth mindset, because if the mindset and the culture has been changed, it's a boom. The change is like literally boom. How do you actually see math in the real life, and how do you actually start building that calm routine? And because of the AI and everything is in picture, that how do you design these toolkits, which I'll let you know how we do it. The second one is, apart from making the partnership, there is something where you can design the classroom to home bridge. So that homes feel the extension of the classroom. Simple, doable, joyful. It's not like, there's a war going on for the maths learning in the classroom or at the home. Of course, the child is going to succumb in that war zone, basically. So right now, let's design some activities which are foundational to enrichment so that they can see the progression of the learning, so that they don't fall into the trap, oh, this is easy, or this is tough, right? Because the outside world is not only limited to the classroom exams or something. We need to prepare children for the real world, basically. And let's say we fix up some days that, okay, today we are going to do about the number talk night. Today we are going to do about life math. Today we are going to talk about the puzzles. It's just, if it becomes the part of their system, apart from what they are doing in their classroom, these are the things, if they start doing at home, it feels like this is part of me. This is not something extra I'm doing in the name of the homework or something. And the third and the most important thing is the growth mindset integration system. In our country, we are not working enough on the mindset. We are working with some window ka 2000 version ka OS, and we want that it should run the latest operating systems. Can't happen. The apps won't work if we won't upgrade our operating systems, basically. So we need to really rewire the math environment in the schools and the home to prioritize effort and strategy and learning over speed, correctness, and talent. You can take the screenshot of this, that how you can rewire a math blocks in the children who are slowing down, or sometimes it's like they're not getting it, basically. Even the achievers can't get it most of the times. So where did it feel tricky? What helped you move forward? What will you try next time? What did I try before getting help? And taking help, make it like a norm, not like, oh, so if somebody has asked for help, it's like, no, you can't do that. It's okay. Make an open culture in your environment. And what mistakes taught me something? If children actually look at these questions, they will see math as a learning tool. Excuse me. What are the resources? What you can do? So we are designing these resources. You can again take the screenshot. A lot of math stories, growth mindset, script cards. What are the safe phrases we need to talk to? What are the swaps? What we are accustomed of saying it, and we don't even know that we are saying them. What are the home activities? A lot of activities you can give the parents to, because if you only give the homework, it again feels like a burden. Then the real life task, you can have the monthly boards, and you like the classroom have their own boards and all that stuff. And then how to have the emotion first math protocol, because this is very, very important. Couple of digital tools, what you can pick up: Desmos, GeoGebra, Mathagon, if you really want to get some playway things, if your schools allow or the parents allow. You like I created, you can also create the Kahoot, teach a Slido, so that you can give a little playway feel, because the Gen Zs nowadays, the children of this generation, they're very playful. And if you get those play in the homes, in the classrooms, it's gonna really change the game altogether. And anyways, we are moving towards, we are already tech-enabled classrooms, and we are going through AI. Couple of books what you can read, couple of blogs what you can read. They are very, very interesting. That will change your mindset first, so that help parents and children to bring home strategies and growth mindset foundation, low floor, high ceiling, and a lot of number talks around. Why is it important right now? Because AI is taking away the computation. We put children in the boxes of just computation. the curiosity has to kick in. And for that, we need to teach our teachers and the parents to nurture that thinking process, not just that step-by-step process to get to the answers, right? So three things what do you need to take to empower the parents for the math positive homes. First and foremost, their emotional safety, their real life learning, what they can see at home, they can do at home, and the parents presence. Even if that's for 15-20 minutes a day, that's more than enough. All the rituals what I have shown you, 10 minutes, 15 minutes maximum, and every parent can take out that time. It's just the intent what we need to get into. Now, this was very, last night when I was creating the slide, this was a very, very important thing which came up. The Bloom's taxonomy in our education area, everybody talks about the Bloom's taxonomy, and we have created a beautiful framework, but still there is a lot of debate around that things are not working well. Why is it not working well? We can't see most of our Indian children even going from understand to apply as well. We don't know how to apply the things in the real lives also. The reason for Bloom's taxonomy to not work is the Maslow's pyramid of their need, human need, basically. And over here, we are talking about the child's need. We are just concentrating from the parent's perspective in the physiological needs, what is happening at home. What about the safety? It's not only about safety in the physical environment, it's an emotional safety as well. It's a mental safety as well. It's a feeling of belonging that even if the things go wrong, I am supported, I'm safe. And once that safety comes in, the esteem and the self-actualization, so now there are two balance basically. If the teachers can take care of the Bloom's taxonomy or the subject matter thing in the classrooms, and the parents can take care of the Maslow's needs at the home. When children come to the classrooms, they'll be brilliant children. But then the onus is on us because we are the professionals and they are the caregivers. And when we equip them with what we know, that would be the time when we can turn the families into the learning ecosystems. So right now, we'll finish the presentation, and I invite you to, after the session, write 3 things what you can actually do to make the school and the parents' engagement. Top 3 things for the whole year, and maybe one which you can just implement right on the go, maybe from Monday onwards, on the next PTM, or you can start thinking that how can you, because it's like you can take away a lot of burden from yourself and give it to the parents and the children, and still you will do better. So let's think upon on all these things. And this is what I do, a lot of stuff around math and building the emotional and the social quotient of the children. You can follow me here. And that's from my side. I think I've exceeded some time. And if you want to ask any questions, you can just pop in. I'm here. But there are some quizzes right now which are happening. But if there are questions, I'll take it accordingly. There is one gift I want to give to all the so if you in the how section, the kind of printables resources what we have designed, if your educators can have it for free, I would love to have it. For that, they have to just fill a short form and give the feedback of the session. So if I can share that thing, I mean, then the floor is all yours, Tanisha. Because then they will have the ready-made scripts for that. Sorry.
Participants, if you have any questions, please drop your questions in the chat box. I don't think so, ma'am. They have any session. They're just appreciating the session.
Any questions I would love to answer, because I love answering questions. I had so much to tell, so I can't just, I think I have
Ma'am, there's one
been
question. Yeah,
a
how
little on the
to
speed.
ensure that parents can check students' follow-up?
Why can't, okay. Yeah, I really like this. What Bharti has said parents give practice of previously topic when a different topic is teaching in the class because they forget subtraction when teacher is teaching multiplication in the classroom. Yeah, but that is what the whole idea is. Maths is so connected. It's not like that when they reach multiplication, they can forget subtraction. So we need to, that is why the foundation and enrichment is so, so important.
Ma'am, there's one question like how can parents, how can they ensure to, have a follow-up on students, on the children? Like how,
Okay, so that is why the what you know, the part where I have designed the resources. They're all free. They can log in into the thing and they can get all the resources. I'll share the stuff with them. So I'll share a form. They can fill it. It's a short one, and then the ones who would fill it, I'll share the resources with them because there are ample, and they can just use it as a script. Um,
perfect.
just plug and play kind of a thing, and they can just go. I really want to help educators because you have the power in hand to go deep into the classrooms and affect children.
Ma'am, there's one question. As you mentioned about the strategies, could you tell one or maybe two?
Okay, so first of all, with the is it in the context of I think the chats are on the form is asking for access. Okay, let me check. Can you check now? Can Is the form okay now?
Participants, just to clarify, the link ma'am has just shared with you is not the link for the quiz. We'll share the quiz link soon. And also, this is not the feedback form link. That we will share on Monday.
Yeah, this is only for so that I can share the resources and the strategies, what all you can do, what it's like for yearly PTM, like what can you do in month one, what you can do in month two. So if you have everything done for you, it's easy for you to implement, but because otherwise a lot of mind goes in thinking and then doing, and then sometimes we just fizzle it out. So it's all ready-made thing, which I really love to help it. I love writing for S-Chan, so it's my honor to help the educators who have come on the panel for today.
Thank you so much, Ms. Rakhi Chawla, for your insightful and empowering session on parents as partners. You have reminded us that parents are not just supporters but active partners, turning daily experiences into learning opportunities, fostering a math positive culture, and building the confidence children need to thrive beyond exams. And with this, we officially bring the fourth edition of the Mathematics Summit to a close. Over the past 2 days, we have explored critical themes, gamification, tackling math anxiety, teacher upskilling, empowering parents, and ensuring equity in math learning. These conversations bring us closer to addressing the challenges highlighted in the ASER 2024 report and reimagining how math can be taught, learned, and lived. A heartfelt thank you to our esteemed speakers for their valuable insights and to you, our dearest participants, for your energy and engagement throughout the summit. And now, the moment you have all been waiting for, the grand quiz starting right now. And the winners will take home Amazon vouchers worth up to rupees 48,000, a fun way to test your learning and celebrate this journey together. Participants, we have pasted the quiz link in the chat box. Please, please note only registered participants are eligible for the prizes. And on behalf of Eschan Publishing, thank you once again for being part of the summit. Let's continue working together to make mathematics accessible, joyful, and meaningful for every learner. So we'll keep this meeting active for another 5 minutes so that everyone can copy the quiz link. Make sure the quiz link is active till 11:59 p.m. of Sunday. So everyone just attend the quiz. Thank you so much, Rakhi ma'am.
Most welcome. Most welcome.
Thank you.
The resources, the ones who are filling the link, once they've filled it, I'll share the resources in the coming week. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Most welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye. Everyone, please copy the quiz link. We have pasted the quiz link in the chat box. We'll keep this meeting active for another 5 minutes so that you can quickly copy the link. Also, if you want to revise your concepts, please visit our YouTube channel. We'll paste the channel link also in the chat box. To all the participants, we'll share the feedback form on Monday. So you have to submit the feedback. Once you submit, you will automatically receive the e-certificate on your registered email IDs. To receive the certificate, you have to register for the event and you have to fill out the feedback form. We have again pasted the quiz link and also we have pasted the YouTube link if you want to revisit and rewatch the sessions before attempting the quiz. So quickly copy the link. The quiz is active till Sunday, 11:59 p.m. So keep the link, rewatch the sessions for a better performance. I hope all of you have copied the link. Okay, Vaishali, we are just checking the link. Just a minute. We checked the link, it is working fine. Maybe it is asking for you to sign in, so kindly check that. Snehal, what is the issue you are facing? You have mentioned that it is not working. Could you just type in the issue so that we can check? See, we have pasted the link again. Please do not confuse this link with the previous link which ma'am shared because this is the quiz link. Hmm. We have pasted the quiz link once again. We have just pasted the quiz link. We are receiving the responses as well. YouTube link and showing not available. Okay, we'll share the YouTube link once again. YouTube link not working. Got it, Maitri. Thank you. I am sharing the link again. The link is working fine. We checked both the links. So I guess there's some issue on your end. Please check. Regina will share the feedback form link on Monday. Please check your registered email ID on Monday.